So, in today's episode, we are going to be reviewing Captain America Brave New World. Need I say more? Novacaine, do the thing.
Class is now in session.
Welcome to Society of Pop Culture 101. I am instructor BK Spades.
I'm instructor Novacaine.
And on today's episode, we are going to be talking about Captain America Brave New World.
Yeah.
Fresh off of seeing it on Valentine's Day.
hmm
It was, for the most part, a good day. But before we start, I definitely got some bad news. Friend of mine lost his life, and I just want to send my love out to the family and to all our friends back home. Um, couldn't make it to the funeral, but we love y'all. Our heart is with you.
Yes.
All that good stuff.
Yeah.
And doors always open when you need us.
Yeah.
Captain America: Brave New World. We're definitely gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about some of our favorite moments from the movie.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
about some of the cool things that we've seen, and we're gonna talk about what this looks like for the future of the MCU. Are you ready? I want you to start it off because I am eager to know how you felt about the movie.
I'm
Don't rate it.
eager. I'm eager to know how you felt about the movie. I
Okay,
asked
so
you first in the messages, so I was eager to see what you felt like because I honestly the only thing I know is that you said you enjoyed it. That's literally all we said. I didn't even tell you anything about how I felt about the movie yet.
okay. So I will start without putting any rates or anything.
We rate it at the end.
Yes. Um, I love this movie,
Oh.
but I love this movie going into it knowing that I, a lot of people seem to look at this movie as Captain America 4. I looked at it as Captain America Sam Wilson 1.
Yes.
So that is how I went into it. So
Yes.
my expectations wasn't this super grandiose movie. It's not an origin story, but it's a setup story. So from that perspective, I think this is one of the most solid outings of recent MCU films after the Marvels.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's how I felt about it.
Okay. I've been trying to figure out which movie that I had liked more post Endgame than this one, and where do I stack it up against? Hmm. Like you said, the Marvels is up there for me. Shang Chi is up there.
Oh yeah, Shang-Chi was solid film. I think this
Um,
is more solid than Shang-Chi for me.
this is definitely more solid than Shang Chi, for sure, for sure, for sure. I enjoyed the film actually. I
Yeah.
enjoyed the film. I wouldn't say I love the film. That's a lot right there. But I definitely enjoyed it. There were certain things in the film. We going full review?
Um Go ahead. Let's just say this is at this point on
Spoiler
spoiler alert.
alert! Because you know me. I start spoiling.
Spoiler.
Don't even realize I'm spoiling it. That's why I was like trying to like pick and choose my words just now. Like,
Go ahead. We've said it now. Now you've been warned.
okay, now you've been warned. Please and thank you. First and foremost, Anthony Mackie. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for a performance that I was not expecting. Um,
Solid performance.
I always thought of him highly as an actor. I understand that he's not for everyone's taste, but for me, I think of him highly. I see him as a great actor about time. He went from Papa Doc in the club to being Captain America. Ah,
Let's stay on let's stay on Anthony for this second. Before we move on. That's messed up. You're gonna bring up the Papa Dog moment though. That's cold blooded.
I mean, I'm just saying. Like, how many people can say, "Oh, I was in 8 Mile as a battle rapper, got washed up, and now I'm an Avenger"? The Avenger at that.
Facts. Facts.
So, Anthony Mackie, thank you so much for your performance. I did not know he was an executive producer until I saw the opening credits and or the ending credits, whichever credits. I was very shocked. I was very excited for that though. Um, you can tell that this film was a different type of Marvel movie. Um, it didn't have that same je ne sais quoi as a Marvel film, but I had to put in my brain that this is a whole new era that we're moving into. I have to
Yeah.
continue to remind myself that when I see anything new when it pertains to Marvel films, just the flow of the way that the movie was going. Some of it, though, there were some parallels to like previous Captain America movies, but they still wanted to keep it Sam Wilson.
Yeah. Like at the beginning where he was fighting the other servant society guy, the big dude, I can't remember his name right now. But when he went down and he was like, instead of saying I could do this all day, he was like, I got stuff to do.
Yeah,
I thought I
yeah,
thought that was funny. I
yeah.
laughed. I laughed at
That
it.
was a nice laughable moment. I've noticed also that there was a lot of like, a, I'm sorry to say this, but some people did not like this, but there were a lot of black touches in there. One of my
Yeah.
favorite things that me and my sisters and my brothers say to each other instead of saying that fragrance or that perfume you have on, we always say, "Oh, those smell goods."
Yeah, yeah. He definitely said that to
Isaiah, I want to
Isaiah.
say, yeah, I
Yeah.
want to say Isaiah. I mean, that was like the only other main black person in there. But anyway, well, the agent, I forgot her name. Three main points that I loved, and then I'm gonna let you go on with it.
Okay.
Three main points that I love. The number one thing that I loved about this film was it's actually one of those things that I'm like so shocked that they even put it in the movie. So I love it and I like hate it, but it's my number one thing. Sam Wilson went up against a Hulk. No super no super soldier serum. No type of enhancements. I mean, we finally got an upgrade on his suit, thank God.
I mean, he had the vibranium in the suit. That's
He
an
had the
upgrade within
vibranium.
itself.
Yeah, he did have the vibranium in the suit, thank God.
Yeah. Cause he would
And
have
he was just a regular old dude fighting a Hulk. Okay, and he
he's
he he almost caught that L real bad, but
for real. For real. The L was coming. The
the
L
L was
I thought
on the. It was packaged. It
yeah,
just delivery.
I thought this was gonna be one of those movies where Sound was gonna lose in the end and it was gonna set up a bigger thing. Like
Yes, yes, I was
I
so
was like,
shook. I ain't know how to feel at that point. I was like, um,
he finna take this L real quick.
my second favorite part is that they have finally did something with the Celestials stuck in the Indian Ocean. Finally. Marvel has been sitting on this daggone. What type of celestial
Is
is
it
it?
Tiamat? I
Tia.
think his name is Tiamat.
That sounds familiar. For 2 years.
Right? I mean, the last time we heard something about it, somebody address it was
Was it She-Hulk?
She-Hulk. And She-Hulk.
Okay, the last time we heard somebody talk about it was in She-Hulk, but the last time there was something going on with it was when it was emerging out of the sea.
Yeah. Like we didn't see it emerging out of the sea. Like,
Yeah,
come on, man. Too long.
too long, too long. My third favorite part of this film, well, I still got a couple of parts, but these are like the main parts. My third favorite part of this film is they made the Incredible Hulk canon. Finally, everything has. Why
Too
you like
long. Too long I waited for that.
too long? Like they've been hinting at it a little bit, so here and there throughout. But it was
With the
just certain
doggone
things
soda bottles from the factory.
from the factory, and then like when Mark Ruffalo first came Was I don't think it was the Avengers 1. It might have been Avengers 2 when he goes, I was a totally different person back then. Uh
I still I like Mark Ruffalo, but I really still like Ed Norton's Hulk.
I
It
do
did
like
look
Ed
better.
Norton.
That Hulk looked better. I'm just saying.
The Hulk definitely looked better, but I think I like Mark Ruffalo more as Bruce Banner.
Yeah,
You
he
know what I
seems
mean?
more. There are different versions of Bruce Banners throughout the years. Bruce Banners with an S. That's the Key Appeal skit. Um,
Take
which
the S off.
Bruce Banners. Which for the darker tone of that part of the universe, he fits better than Mark would. So I I, I kind of I like that it's canon, but I also would like for it to be its own thing. Just for I would love to see them continue it
Yeah.
just in general. But we knew it was kind of canon
Well,
from She Hulk.
She Hulk kind of made it canon, but like seeing it in the cinematic universe,
Yeah. And
kind
you
of,
also know how TV shows are with Marvel are with TV shows. They'll put
yeah,
some in and take it out real
and
quick.
take it out real quick,
Agents of Shield,
real
we're
quick.
looking at you.
So those are like my three main parts that I really love. There was still some parallels, like when we finally found out, what's this lady name? I just remembered it. The New
Uh,
Widow.
um, something been it off or bit it off or something.
Hold on, hold on. Bit it off.
Breaking off. Is it breaking off?
No, I feel like her name is Ruth. The first name is Ruth.
Well, she's a character called Sabra, but in the movie, her name is Ruth something. She's played by Shara Haas. It's that's it, Ruth Batsaroff. That's her name.
Bite it off or whatever you just said.
It sounds like Ruth. Okay, Ruth Batsaroff. And this movie is a Red Widow. Red Widow is a Black Widow
Oh,
from the Red
red
Room.
from the red room. Yes,
Yeah. So she's okay.
she
I understand.
decent.
Yeah, I didn't hate her in the role or anything. I know controversially, and we're supposed to be talking about Anthony Mackie. I know controversially, everybody wanted her not to be in the movie
Oh,
because of certain political issues that we have in the Middle East right now.
oh,
And I don't know I don't know a lot about her character. I didn't even know the character existed before um Brave New World was being, talked about heavily.
yeah.
But I do know that in the comic book, she is pro Israel, I believe. And in a battle with the Hulk or something, I was reading up from a random comic strip online. At the end of that battle, she saw a kid, uh, Arabian kid, and she basically was like, "I see the error of my ways that I've been this monster this whole time." And I don't know the whole story, but it's a thing. And people didn't want her included, and they wanted us to boycott this movie for
Really?
that reason. Yes, and I seen people on TikTok like, if you go see Captain America and you know what's going on, and I'm like, listen, it is no way you not finna allow me. I don't even gonna say allow. It was no way I wasn't going to go support Anthony Mackie
Exactly.
for
There's
this.
no way.
Like,
First of
no,
all,
no, no
first
way,
of all, we knew this movie was coming out since last Super Bowl, last year's Super Bowl. We all
right?
well, you remember when I sent you that sent you guys the picture of the trailer down
Yeah.
the street from where I was working at, and
Which
I
they
was
cut out Seth Rollins, by the way.
they cut out who?
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins was in the movie.
Yes, they cut out Seth Rollins and Amadeus Cho. That's another topic for another conversation. Continue.
So so we've known of this movie coming ever since. You remember when I sent you those pictures, and then I found out through the grapevine they were shooting for Captain America 4. We didn't even
Yeah,
know it was called Brave New World yet, but we knew it was another Captain America movie. Anyway,
yeah.
there was nothing that was going to keep me away from seeing this film. I even
No,
told my mom last year when I was nice and pregnant that, hey, mom, For Valentine's Day weekend, God bless you. For Valentine's Day weekend, may you please hold the baby for us. Just hold the baby. Just hold it. But back to Ruth. So the parallel was the scene when they were, what was the Echo One, whatever,
Hmm.
the when they were in
Yeah,
there and the soldiers were coming down and they were all mind controlled or whatever. The way they marched down was a parallel to when we first met Natasha. I
yeah,
almost think that was the same sequence, like running up on the wall and the way she took down the two guards at the same time. I think
yeah.
that was the same like court. Oh, I was about to chop that word up. I think it's the same choreography from what's that? Thor 2. Was it Thor 2? Thor
I
2?
don't know. The Thor movies are blurred to me. But before we get too deep into the weeds of this character, let's go back to Anthony Mackie,
Okay.
and I'm gonna tell you how I feel about Anthony Mackie in this role. I think he's absolutely phenomenal. I think he's been phenomenal as Captain America. This man, his character, Sam Wilson, earned the right to be Captain America. And if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken, going back to the comics, out of everybody that's touched the shield of Captain America, Sam Wilson has held it the longest. And not
Oh,
only did he hold it the longest, but he's held it twice because it was taken from him and he got it back. So I'm saying
shout
that
out.
this character is built to be Captain America.
Mhm.
Um, I like the fact that he had the Wakandan made suit, the vibranium in the suit that
Mhm.
was smooth. I see everybody arguing online about how he catch a flagpole that was launched by the Hulk. Uh,
Oh,
with the suit
because
and the
he
boosters.
tight. Because he tight like that. With the suit,
Yeah,
the boosters, it does enhance him just a little bit.
yes.
A little.
And if you think about the Wakandan warriors, all of them have vibranium in their suits somewhere. It might not be as much as the Panther, but they all still have it.
Yeah,
They were going against an end game. They were going against aliens that were stronger than them. They were going against gods and monsters in this,
that's true.
and they were surviving. And
That's
no, and going back to the fact that you were saying that he was human, he was, because not only did his suit take damage, but he took damage too.
he took damage.
At the end of the movie, the man was walking around with a broken arm and broken ribs.
Yes, his that sling looked all high tech. I was like, look at this sling.
My man was, like we said, he was close to taking the L.
He said,
And
he
what
said, what he say? I don't know why I let Bucky tell me that I didn't need that serum.
well, for real, I don't know why he didn't take it. I understand
I
why
don't
Bucky
know.
said it, but at the same time, but yeah, um, Sam Wilson as Captain America deserves to be in the spot, and he has the skills to pull it off. What
Yes.
was cool about watching Sam was, like, in that first scene when he was fighting the Surface Society and he kicked the door in.
Hmm.
Well, Cap, he kicks the door, he walks through, shield, guns blazing. But when Sam did it, the door busted open, the double doors hit open, since we're talking about parallels. And instead of coming through the door, he sent the shield first. Like,
Hmm.
those are the types of things. Sam
Hmm.
is more tactician because he has to be. He's tactician and tech, and it goes hand in hand, which is why I love the character. I'm always Team Cap, and this is the only time I've seen somebody pass the mantle other than with Miles Morales and Spider Man, where I'm like, I love both of these characters equally.
Yes. Yes. I can see.
And he rode a rocket.
He
Sam
definitely
rode
rode
a
a
rocket.
rocket. He
Yeah,
definitely rode that rocket.
these action sequences was great.
That's what I was gonna say. So that was something I was nervous about how they was gonna execute it, but like they exceeded my expectations on that because I thought they was gonna do a lot of copy and paste because that's what they do sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
It seemed like they really took their time to figure out how they wanted to do the action sequences for Sam Wilson for the simple fact that they want to show us that this is a whole different Captain America.
Let's talk about Carl Lumbly.
The
Without a doubt.
actor,
The
not
actor.
Not
So
Isaiah Bradley.
not Isaiah Bradley yet, because if I'm not mistaken, Carl Lumbly is actually Mantis, which is a '90s superhero show. Um, and if
Mantis
again,
from DC.
no, it's just a
Oh,
character called Mantis. If I'm not mistaken, that is the first black superhero show with
really?
a black lead. I want to say it's the first one with a comic book superhero show with a black lead.
Hmm.
I want to say it's the first black superhero show overall, because I don't think there was ever one before them. And that show was before its time, because it had a in the pilot episode it had all black cast pretty much except for like one guy. So
You know
we
what?
don't.
I think you might be getting somewhere with that.
So the fact what's cool, the reason I bring it up is what's cool about that is the fact that he is the first black superhero on network television, and then to come back years later and play Isaiah Bradley as the first Captain America. That is some solid meta booking from
That
Marvel
is.
Disney. And even if they didn't say it, it's baked into the character.
Yes.
Kind of double with him. So shout out to Carl. That's a Black History moment right there.
I like that. Shout
Yeah.
out to Carl.
So let's talk
Now,
about, yeah, let's get into Isaiah, because
let's talk about Isaiah.
oh my God, the best part of this movie. Is it the best part of the movie?
What's the best part of the movie?
Just Isaiah as a whole. Okay, I'm
Okay.
not gonna say the best part of the movie,
Okay. Go ahead.
but I'm gonna definitely say every time he showed up on screen, he stole the scene.
He definitely did a great job with doing his job. He definitely stole those
Yeah,
scenes. Um, but it's not my best part. Actually, it's one of my biggest gripes with this film.
really. Let's get into it. Why?
So, going back to the whole black thing,
Hmm.
I did not appreciate Marvel writing him into this movie just to throw him into jail again for something that was out of his control.
Hmm.
I did not appreciate that. Um,
I can see the
can,
optics. I can
can,
understand the optics in that.
can Sam Wilson? And I guess it's because Sam Wilson needed a why.
Yeah,
He needed a why, and who other than Isaiah Bradley, the forgotten soldier? I mean, the forgotten Captain America. They could have went in so many different directions with the why instead of throwing a character we've already seen. I was actually kind of mad after watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because it's like, oh, because it's like you could think like if this was a real life, it probably could have happened because of what we went
yeah.
through in our timeline with history, how we were treated as black folks.
It
And then
definitely parallels the Tuskegee Airmen.
right. So with them just bringing him back to throw him back in jail for X amount of days, I was just upset. I think I took it personal, and I shouldn't have taken it personal. And I just is like, I know he's going to get out. I know Sam's going to do the thing, but why? Um.
So on the side of, while I
Wait,
absolutely
wait,
agree with you.
wait. Also, all of these super soldiers that they made before the what 2010 2015, why
Hmm.
haven't they checked them out to make sure that they haven't been brainwashed or added with some trigger words in their brain? Like, why didn't they have some type of research going on these guys? Like,
Let's table that one. Let me address the first one, because while I absolutely understand your sentiment of this, and one, in a real world scenario, we never got to see him do that on screen. So it was their way of bringing that storyline into the MCU, because a lot of people didn't watch the show. So I can understand them wanting to run that storyline again. And this
mm,
is a way to do it. Now, was it the cleanest execution? No, but I can understand it. I see why. I see the motivation for it, I say.
Oh, okay. I
But
guess they still mentioned it.
they did mention it. But on the double side of that thing, no matter how well a person does in life, on the black side of life, right? No matter if you've been to jail, no matter for what, whether you were free on you did your time, you've been rehabilitated, or you were wrongfully accused and you got out. Either way it goes, you're gonna always have that bullseye on your back. You're gonna
Yeah.
always have that, well, you did go to jail once. What say you wouldn't do it again? If something happened and you're around and you've been to jail once, well, who's the first person they coming to?
Yeah, true.
So I kind of understand it, but yes, I agree. We didn't need to see it again, but can you come up with a better way to bring in Isaiah Bradley back into this movie outside of the training? I mean,
Hmm.
he could have suited back up.
He could have definitely sued the backup and helped with that fight against the Hulk at the end.
Yeah, that definitely probably should have happened though. I'll be honest with you. I would have.
Because honestly, that's what I thought was going to be the build up. They because there's always a big fight at the end. We all know that. And I thought, like, I don't know, like they were going to help each other because Falcon, obviously, even in the previews, we knew that Falcon was going to go down.
Yeah, but I don't know. You seen that man run at the beginning of the movie though?
Who? Sam.
Call. You seen Call run with
Oh no.
Isaiah Bradley? I don't
Oh,
know. I don't know if he. I don't know if he got it in him like that. I don't know.
he's still a super soldier though. At the end of the day,
I just don't know if he can. I'm sorry. No
you ain't
disrespect to
right.
Call. Again,
Yeah,
I love Call as an actor because I watched that Mantis series.
he left Sam behind, and
That
that's a
was-
big dude too.
He is a big man. That
That's a
is a big man.
dude. That's a big dude running like that.
It was it was a lot of old men in this movie though. I will say that.
You
It's
never
like
said your three things that you liked the whole time.
the three things that I like about this movie. Oh, um, Carl Lumbly being Isaiah Bradley.
Hmm.
I love that. The emotional side of his acting was really good, and the
Yes,
movie definitely did need the emotional.
yes. It
Um,
needed that emotional tie. It did.
yes. Um, Sam Wilson's action scenes because they felt real. I think the camera work could have been a little bit better,
Okay,
but overall, I
that's probably
like the
something
fight
they clean
scenes.
up. That's probably something they could clean up.
Yeah, and
Maybe.
thirdly, the third thing that I like about this movie, the Falcon.
Okay, I liked him
Uh,
too.
it's not like we'll see more of him, and it'll be good to have more of a personality from him later on down the
Hmm.
line. I know it's coming, but
Hmm.
I did enjoy the little bit of time we got because he's so cocky, and that one scene later on during the big fight on the with the ships, it had to happen. Like you just knew he was gonna go down because he's so
Hmm.
cocky and he's so. I don't want to say cocky. It's more like eager, super eager to do it and to show off and to prove to the person that he's watched be Falcon. He's like, I finally got a chance to prove to the guy that I looked up to that I can do the job too. And he got over eager and he stopped listening. And his lack of experience and over eagerness, overconfidence was his downfall. And I kind of like the way that I'm glad he didn't die or anything,
Hmm.
but I like the way that scene played off. So yeah.
How do you think the reception has been for this movie? Honestly, it looked like it's doing great because I think it did like over 200 million or 190 million, something like that.
So I've watched certain outlets that seems like they have an agenda against this movie for whatever reason. Maybe they don't want Sam to be Cap.
As
I
they done
mean,
for the Black Captain America.
maybe not, but watching IGN who gave Wonder Woman 84 an 8, and then they're gonna say that this Captain America movie is trash and give it a 5. Okay.
They gave What a eight,
Wonder Woman 84
and gave this a five.
and gave this a 5.
Yeah, I got some people to talk about.
Comicbookmovie.com out here running the movie Nerdist acting like this movie is not good.
This is a good film.
The
It's
critics are
not the
acting like this
best
movie
film.
is the worst MCU movie, and it is absolutely not.
It's so far from being the worst MCU movie ever.
So
Like,
so we finna act like all the beginning of Thor was great. Come on now.
and I love me some Thor,
I
okay?
do
But
too, but the movies are not as good as this one.
no, Ragnarok was it, okay? We acting like Iron Man 2 and 3 was blockbusters. Well, they were blockbusters, but we're acting like they were the greatest films of all time.
No, especially not 3.
Are we talking about Black Widow being the
Mm,
greatest? And that's later on down the line.
for real. Like it is Ant-Man 3.
Ant-Man 3.
Ant-Man 3 got some questionable moments.
If it wasn't for Dagon King,
If Kang wasn't in the movie, nobody would care about Ant-Man 3 because the rest of that movie was butt cheeks.
straight up doo doo.
I'm
Straight
gonna
up
be
doo
real
doo.
with you. I did not like Ant-Man 3.
But this reminds me of when Captain America First Avenger first came out. It did not receive well with the audience at all.
It was
Everybody
not a great film. It
what
was good.
Avenger?
It was good. It just
No,
wasn't great.
they were saying that it was trash though.
I know, but they were right. It just wasn't that trash.
It wasn't trash. I think it's one of the most solid intro movies of all the MCU films.
Okay, let me reframe it. You're right. I personally don't hate Captain America, the first one. But it dragged.
It
Let me be
definitely
more
dragged.
it dragged. And I think if they was able to, which is what the mistakes they didn't want to make with this one. They
Yes, it
cut
did
a lot of
drag.
stuff out because it was probably going to drag. And
And you could tell, like, with some of the editing in the scenes, it's like something was missing sometimes. You could tell.
yes.
Those were certain
And
things that I didn't like about this film.
but also they probably had to cut some things off because they had to cut a lot out of Falcon and the Winter Soldier too. So some of those things may have played over into the movie. I don't know. I haven't read like the original script, but
Hmm.
I can imagine that a lot of the rewrites and stuff probably had to address the stuff that was missing from Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I can't believe you said Captain America First Avenger was trash.
I'm not saying it's trash. I'm saying trash was a misspeak. I love Captain America. I do. And I love parts of that movie.
My heart is broken.
Just not all of that movie. Like some of the montage stuff,
Yeah,
get it out of there.
yeah,
I
yeah.
ain't need it. I
I
didn't need
have
it.
to rewatch Brave New World, but there are a couple of more things that that I didn't feel like I connected with the film.
I'm
Um,
taking out that I said it was trash because I didn't mean it like
nah, keep it in there. Nah, keep it in there. You cleared it
Civil
up.
War.
You cleared it up.
Civil War.
We're not talking about the sequels. We're talking about the introduction film. And like you said, technically this isn't an introduction film because we know Sam Wilson. We know who
Yes.
he is.
It's just
And
Captain America one
it's
as
yes,
far as movie goes.
yes, yes, yes. And
Can we talk about what we hate?
yes, let's talk about what we hate. Hate, 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 hate. You hate Harrison Ford, didn't you?
Yes.
I knew it. I knew it.
So I was talking to a friend tonight about it before I came back home to the studio, you know.
I knew
And
you, I knew that's what she was about to say.
like Harrison Ford has always been hit and miss for me. Okay.
Okay.
I like some of
Okay.
his Han Solo moments. I
Hmm.
don't think he's like a terrible actor or anything, but some of this movie right here that we're talking about, this film right here, he phoned some of that in. He phoned it in. And I know everybody loves Harrison. They were like, "Oh, he was such great." Stop lying to yourself. He was not the best part of this movie. It's it
He was
goes,
not the best part.
it
Sam Wilson
goes,
was the best part of
it
this movie.
goes. Anthony Mackie, Carl Lumbly, the Red Hulk, Harrison Ford.
Yes. No, the Red Hulk, Falcon, and then Harrison Ford.
Then Harrison Ford. You're right. I forgot. My bad, Falcon. That's on me. You rank over Harrison because President as Harrison Ford is President Thunderbolt Ross. He was phoning the performance
Mm,
in. I could tell it. You could feel it.
I was.
Every time he hit the screen, I was like, "This is weighing the movie down for me."
You know how you have those random moments of just sleepiness out of
Yeah.
nowhere? Harrison Ford scenes.
Yes.
Especially the scene. I'm so glad that some action took place in this scene when he was doing that summit and they started shooting at him. Thank God. Because like,
Man. Oh my gosh.
it was so bad. I was like, "Ugh, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Boo. Get him out of here."
Less Harrison Ford and more the leader for me. That's what I needed.
So the leader is Harrison Ford.
No, the leader is the dude with the big
Brain.
head. Yes. Oh yeah, they didn't call him that in the movie yet.
They didn't
Samuel
call him the
Stearns.
leader yet.
No, Samuel Stearns. We say Samuel Stearns.
They didn't call him the leader yet. But
My
yes.
bad.
I'm sorry. He was
Spoiler alert.
actually a really great part of the film over Harrison Ford. I'm so glad that they brought him back. I'm so glad they brought him back.
Oh man.
Another
Like,
another character that was over Harrison. I thought it was going to be more Giancarlo Esposito in the film, the way that they put him in the trailer. But in I guess that was their thing of trying to have as many black colored folks in the trailer as they could get.
yeah. I don't know. I'm almost at the point where I know he was slightly needed, but after that first scene, we didn't have to see him anymore. No, we should have seen him twice. The first scene and then the scene when he was locked up. That's all
He
I
was
needed
locked
from him.
up
They
when
should
he.
have went on ahead, locked him up in that first scene, and then later in the movie. Because that
I
fight
agree.
scene in between, I know we needed a
It was
little bit more action,
like it
but it was
was
just all right.
a throwaway scene. That was
Yeah.
definitely a throwaway scene. Um, but
Bring
maybe
him back later.
I was gonna say maybe they're gonna bring him back later because he requested the prison he wanted to be in, and then he was like when he escapes. So I'm thinking he's gonna become something. Well, maybe who knows? He
Again,
could.
This Captain America movie should have been called Captain America the Cool Old Men because they had all the coolest old men in this movie.
Who else is the cool old man that was in this movie?
Let's just be real. People find Harrison Ford cool.
Oh,
He
they
is
can
cool.
find him cool.
Harrison Ford
Okay,
is
he's
cool.
cool. He just
Carl Lumbly seems
sucks.
cool. And everybody loved Carlos Esposito.
Yeah, Carlos. His name is Giancarlo.
I'm
Giancarlo.
sorry. I call that man Carlos.
Hi-
It's
That's
easy to just
racist.
is it?
Yes, because he's Spanish. He's Afro.
Hey,
How you say it?
Afro
Afro
Latino?
Latina.
Latino.
Latino. He's Afro Latino. Yes,
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect that man. He black.
he is definitely black,
Yeah.
but
Big brother. That's big bro right there. You know what I'm saying? I love him though. For real though. Like he's one of my favorite actors. We just didn't need him 3 times in the movie.
unless they was going to give him a bigger role, like I legit thought that he was going to have a bigger impact on this film. But
They
then
did hype it up that way.
But then again, that's how Marvel is. Like I said, there's certain things I gotta remember how Marvel is, their formula, how they
Yeah.
attack these films, especially their trailers. Um,
So, like I
Other
said,
thing
they
I
should
hate.
have knocked him up. They
Oh, go
locked him
ahead. I'm
up in the
sorry.
first one. Locked
Hmm.
him up in the first one. Have him do the whole I'm locked up scene, pick where he goes, and then in the post credit scene, he escapes with the Serpent Society. Better payoff.
Yeah,
The Serpent Society come get him and take him out. Take
yeah.
him, free him from his cell. Perfect. Better send off.
You already kind of said this, but everybody, if you have been watching our shows and know me or whatever, when it comes to these movies, I'm a huge cinematography fan and cinemagraphically. It didn't connect for me.
Ooh, I agree. That was that was definitely things to stop this movie from getting that 10 spot, and that
Yeah.
was one of them.
I
But I
didn't
think that
even Oh, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I don't think that's like the biggest sin of the movie though.
No, it's not the biggest sin. It's not the biggest sin. One of the biggest sins was having this superhero music playing for no reason on certain scenes.
Oh yeah, and this is the Skywalker music company. Like, come on, Skywalker, what's going on? Y'all usually really good at bringing in the
It
emotional
was
depth in the movie.
some of the music was seemed like it was upbeat and it's supposed to have been a sad feeling, or it was supposed to be sad and it was weird. It was so weird.
Yeah.
Like the timing of the music, some of the music was off. I just hated it. I was not a fan. And those were certain things, like those are certain things that I love to connect with films. Marvel movies are actually normally like visually stunning films, but this one
Yeah.
just lacked that. One thing I did appreciate though, a lot of films that's claim that they're shot in DC aren't really
Hmm.
shot in DC, or
Yeah.
they'll shoot certain things and then just
Go
copy
to
and paste
Tyler
it over.
Perry.
Right, right. One thing that I did appreciate is that there were a lot of being a Washingtonian, a DC native.
All right. Keep
Um,
your horn.
there were a lot of different scenes in the film when I was like, "Oh, I know what that is. Oh my gosh, they shouting out, Bowling Air Force Base. Oh my gosh!" So it was just like one of those
Yeah.
things. So I did appreciate that, but it was just, it just wasn't a great film. It's a good film, very enjoyable. I will watch it again and probably a third and fourth time.
I'm gonna buy the Blu-ray.
I probably will put this in the collection. Um, and I enjoyed it. I can't wait to watch it again. I wouldn't go see it in theaters again, all because I'm a parent now.
Yeah, it takes a lot to
It takes
to get to that movie theater.
first of
It
all,
just
BK. First of all, the night before, baby already being babysat, right?
hmm
And I'm like, babe, we gonna go hang out tonight. We ain't got the baby. We ain't go out on a Friday night. This and that. I went to sleep before 10 o'clock on a Friday. I didn't even make it through SmackDown.
Yo, you were
I
tired.
was, I was tired. I will say that if you're a Marvel fan, go watch this film.
Absolutely.
The only reason why people are hating on this film is because now I do see how some people are upset with the writing, because
Yeah.
everybody's not going to be happy with the writing.
No.
And people need to understand that the writing is completely different now that we're post in game. They need to get that through their head.
I also think it's a lot of people see black writing as like just an aesthetic. So
Yes,
when we go watch these movies and the blackness is coming out, we understand the nuance of some of these conversations, like you said earlier, with the
yes,
smell goods, or how they joke with each other about the suit and how he's looking sharp and clean. I know these are things that people say all the time, but these are like small things that speak to us in volumes. So this
yes,
is them, Sam. What people don't understand or don't seem to know a lot of is very deep in the black community.
yes,
So seeing him talk like that, seeing him walk the way he walks, seeing him interact with the world in the way the code switching, all of that is important to that character because that's what he does like all the time.
yes.
So yes, the writing is not going to be like Shakespearean,
No, it's
and
never
I'm
going to be
okay with that.
Shakespearean.
No, 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 no,
It's never going to be Shakespearean. It's
no,
not Shakespeare. It's
but
Marvel
but
Cinematic Universe.
a lot of that though is Harrison Ford not caring about the script. I'm just
There it
kidding.
is. There it is.
I don't think he really did care though.
There
Some
it
of it
is.
because he was chopping up words. He was like, "Yeah, I'm
He
gonna
was not
get this.
acting.
I'm gonna get this pen soul." and I'm gonna put it on the counter. I was like, yo,
He was
Harris.
not acting like a veteran actor. I don't know who else they could have. I wish that the other actor didn't pass because we already know he would have been in this film.
Ooh, no, 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 no shade to Harrison at all on this one. But
No
oh,
shade to
the
Harrison.
other act, I cannot remember his name right now, but dude would have rocked that.
He would have rocked it, like, bruh.
You know who else?
Especially this film. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Oh, he
Oh
finally
my.
got to be the Red Hulk. That
And
Red Hulk would have been
see what
crazy.
I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
You know who
But
else would have been good in this role? And I know a lot of people probably won't agree with me,
hmm,
but I'm gonna say it anyway. J.K. Simmons. I think I
who is
think
J.K.
J.K. Simmons.
Simmons?
He plays Jonah J. Jameson.
Oh, okay. I can
You
see
give
that.
him another.
I
You
can
give
see
him
that.
that mustache and another wig.
I
Oh,
can see that.
solid,
I can see that. I can definitely
solid.
see that. No shade, all shade for me. Shit.
I'm trying to be nice because I
So
do like Harrison at times.
so going from here, I do feel like this is going to birth the new. Of course, it's going to birth the new
So are we
Avengers.
talking about the? We're talking about the future now.
Yes, we're talking about the future.
Okay,
Yes.
before we jump into the future, let's talk about the things the movie given us for the future, which is one
The,
adamantium.
oh yeah. Oh, how did I? How could I forget? Adamantium is stronger than vibranium.
Yes.
I've been
So
wondering this for years.
so now that means we've already seen mutants' existence in this world now since the snap. So now we're just waiting when is Wolverine gonna show up.
When is Wolverine going to show up? He coming.
Which he's coming, but it's probably gonna push it down the line a little bit because I know we see Wolverine, but not in this timeline.
Not at
This
this timeline.
timeline, this
Not at this
timeline, and
timeline.
mutants. So
Mm-hmm.
when are we gonna get the mutants and Wolverine? And what's the other thing? Oh, what you were about to say about the Avengers?
The new Avengers. Like we've
Yes.
been having like little, little sneak peek here and there. But I'm interested to see how he's going to pull the new team together and how he's going to be as a team leader.
Oh, yes, this is gonna be good because right now, currently, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's still the leader of the Avengers in the comic books.
He should be right.
So yeah, so that's gonna be an interesting take because we see how Sam is. Sam, I know a lot of people was saying like some of this. I'm Captain America. How's everybody gonna perceive me being the Captain America thing? I know
You're
that's
not Sam Wilson. Will Harrison
yeah.
Ford. You're not Thunderbolt Ross. Now, how about that?
Stop.
I'm
It's
sorry.
true though. But so we're gonna see. He's too quiet to be Thunderbolt Ross. I think that's what it
See
is.
what I'm saying? It
So
wasn't given Thunderbolt.
no, no. We're gonna see how Sam's upbringing and how the weight of the shield helps him put this team together and shows him as the leader he has to be. And I think we probably see a lot of that. Him grow the growing pains of how can I live up to the standard that Steve set, but be myself. We've seen a little bit of that in the movie, like I said, with the way he takes on the action. My man rode a missile. Okay, I'm sorry.
He definitely wrote that missile.
I'm never letting that go. That's like one of the coolest parts. He rode a missile.
He definitely wrote a missile,
And
Brody.
also his humanity. How's his humanity gonna allow him to be the leader of this super powered team of perceived gods?
Mm-hmm.
Because we seen the aftermath of that fight with the Hulk. My man
He gonna have to
is
take the serum.
oh well, will he though? That's gonna be interesting. And
I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. We only get
okay,
one other. We only get one other Marvel film this year, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Two. No.
we got
Does Fantastic Four come out this year or next year?
Fantastic Four Thunderbolts, right?
Fantastic Four come out this year?
Is it this year? I can't
I want to
remember.
say
I know
yeah.
Thunderbolts are coming.
Oh,
Yeah.
and how could we not mention old boy Bucky showing up out of nowhere? Shout out to
Oh yeah.
Bucky,
Yeah.
James Bucky Buchanan. James, am
It's
I saying it right?
James. Yeah, it's James Bucky Buchanan.
Okay. Future congressman that Ruth was trying to hit on the low.
It's gonna be interesting seeing that with. Bucky being a congressman, and then you got Kingpin as the mayor. Ooh, which I'm predicting now. We're gonna get in Daredevil. We're gonna see the Defenders show back up. Luke Cage
Mm.
is coming. They're gonna oust Kingpin, and then we're gonna get Mayor Luke Cage.
And I think,
Possibly,
go ahead.
we're bringing Jonathan Majors back for Kane. That's the rumor mill.
I'm rolling my eyes heavily.
I'm not. I want him back. I miss him.
I want him
Um,
back too. I never wanted him to go.
facts, facts.
It's
But before
just,
we get to
go ahead.
no. I was gonna say before we get too deep into that,
Yeah,
let's
I'm not gonna
rate
say nothing.
let's rate this movie. What is your rating for this film?
I rated this film a 7.8 out of 10.
Hmm, that's pretty high. That's pretty high.
Like I said, that sending Isaiah Bradley back to jail just didn't sit right with me. It just made me so mad. Like I was just so upset in the theater, like looking at everybody like, am I the only person realizing this is happening? And like I said, cinematographically, it just didn't connect with me. Um, and some of the music, and it was just little spots in the writing, but those great parts is what like really brought the score so high. I'm sorry,
No,
there's one last thing I do have to say that I did like a touch, and this also brought the score up to 7.8. I like the touch of how this adamantium showed up out of nowhere, and now all of these countries are trying to be like dips, and
yeah,
it's
yeah, that's
like
good.
that's literally how it would go down in the real
Yeah, it
world.
would. Um, seven. You gave it a 7.8. I am going to give it an 8 because he rode a rocket, y'all.
He did ride a rocket. He did ride a rocket.
He gets an 8 because he rode the rocket. I'm sorry.
I
No,
did like that
no.
touch.
Two, the chemistry between him and Sam and Joaquin was great, and it's good to see two birds in the sky at one time. Uh, Three, because that fight with the Red Hulk, I do not think we needed more Red Hulk in this movie. I think that was just enough Red Hulk in this movie.
Facts.
Because oh oh, because yes, while the scene was good, if we had seen the Red Hulk come back several times, we would have got a different ending, and we didn't need that. One attack because it was an accident that went off is enough. Okay, it wasn't like he was on purposely turning. It wasn't some big mystery movie of who the Red Hulk was going to be. Now, if that was going to be the case, then multiple Red Hulks would have been great. But as the president, how is he going to pull that off without anybody knowing? Um, I do like the fact that Sam Wilson's comic book, I think that's his girlfriend in the comic. I forgot her name, but she was the lady that was working for Thunderbolt. That was cool. And it's one more thing that I thought was cool about. Oh, Betty Ross is back. Where was Betty doing all this time with the Hulk when he was just out here wrecking shop, knowing we needed
Yes.
her? She know
Yes.
we needed her, and she was like, "Nope, I'm not coming to help him at all."
I
But
lied. There is one last thing. There is
Jesus,
one last thing. When the
Novocaine.
when
One
Red
more?
Hawk, the one
No, just
one more
kidding. I'm
of the
just playing.
one more thing that I liked a lot about this movie, and I guess they just snuck it in there, but with Bruce Banner's Hulk, he has the lullaby, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Natasha always goes, "The sun is getting low," right?
Mm-hmm.
When Sam went to go talk the Red Hawk down, the sun was literally getting low.
Okay, that was a nice touch. That was
That
a
was a
nice
nice
touch.
touch. That was a nice touch.
I know people kind of hated the fact that he was subdued so easily, but y'all really don't know the audacity of Thunderbolt Ross. The entire time he was fighting Sam, he was probably fighting to get control of himself.
He was.
And generally, when you see the Red Hulk in comics and in cartoons or whatever, Thunderbolt Thunderbolt Ross is always in control. Like y'all don't know the audacity of the levels of Thunderbolt Ross. Think about what he's done in the MCU already. The
Mhm.
Sokovia Accords, the audacity of
Mhm.
that man.
The audacity.
Um, Locked Samuel Stearns up for like 10 years. The audacity of that man. Okay? Like them two things alone is bad. But this man made Abomination.
Mhm.
Again, the audacity of this man. Pushed his daughter away and didn't care because he wanted to get the Hulk.
The
Like
audacity.
the audacity of this man. Like y'all don't know just how serious Thunderbolt Ross is.
And they
This is
not gonna
perfect.
know. No, I'm not gonna go there.
Oh,
I'm gonna
he
go
he
there.
just he just playing right now. He playing possum because he messed up. So he feel bad.
So he feel bad.
But give him a few months locked up. He gonna get out.
Of course, he's a hawk
He gonna get out on
and
some
the
diplomatic
president
stuff.
and the president.
Not no more.
Oh,
He resigned
oh yeah, you're right.
because of the attack.
Because
But
of the attack.
I think he's gonna make a deal with Shield where he works for them. And what's cool is there's a time limit on the Hulk. But not that rare Hulk, because there's another rare Hulk, and I think we might possibly see when Harrison Ford retires from acting. I think we'll see that one later down the line because there is another rare Hulk, and he has a heart condition, or they might just fold that into this one. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not gonna say any more about it. We got to end
We're
this show.
gonna see. We're gonna see what's gonna happen.
So 7.8 from Novocaine, 8 from me.
That sounds solid.
Yeah, we're excited.
That
Good,
sounds
good
solid.
movie. Good
If I had
movie.
to put it on a percentile scale, oh, it would still be 78. Never mind. So that's a high C, C plus.
Yeah, I know y'all heard the noise in the background.
I was gonna say you got to show it. So how does it operate?
All right. So your boy really did like this film, okay? Like a lot. So I bought the shield.
As you should.
That's the pop. Now I know that was loud. I'm sorry, y'all. All
Oh, the
right.
popcorn go
So
on that side.
you pull it up
Oh,
and you twist it
and lock it in place.
and lock it in place. That is so cool.
It's so cool with the emblem on the side. I love it.
Yeah, I am a popcorn bucket collector. This is my
Yeah.
third popcorn bucket. I'm just starting. So I got the star back there that you see on the shelf.
Hmm.
That's the Wish star from Disney. And I also got the Black Panther 3 bucket.
And you got the Black Panther 3.
Was it 3?
Ain't no
2.
3 Black
2.
Panthers.
2. 2. Black Panther 2. I think I'm running the video game from Avengers all together. It's late, y'all. Like this is the
It is
latest
late.
we've
This is
ever
the latest
recorded a
we've
show.
ever in the 5 years we've been doing, almost 5 years we've been doing this show together.
Yeah. But
Ever,
anyway,
ever.
so it was a great movie. We enjoyed it. This is a great show. I had fun talking about one
You
of my
don't know.
favorite
You don't
superheroes.
know how to wrap this up right now, and it's hurting you on the inside. You can
I'm
tell.
I'm rapping. I'm rapping. I'm rapping. Thank you guys for listening to the show. Novocaine, do the thing.
Head on over to YouTube, like, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like, share, subscribe to Society and Pop Culture 101. Also, heading over to Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Leave us written reviews. Rate us 5 stars. Please rate us five
Comment.
stars.
We can
Comment.
comment on Spotify now. So
Yes,
do
you
that.
can comment on Spotify. Shout out to Culture Clash Network.
All right. Make sure y'all find us on all the other social medias as well. Fan base. We're chilling over there. So make sure you go like us over there as well. I have been instructor BK Spades.
I am instructor Novacaine.
Thank you guys for listening. We out. Love you. Thank you for listening to Society and Pop Culture 101. Be sure to listen to JB versus the World, the Humble Roses podcast, Marks with Mics, and Get Your Podcast. All podcasts on the Culture Clash Network. This is CCN. Thanks for listening.